tuning in. It's CrazyJuan here on the. Going to be doing a little more of the Kerbal Space Program today for my buddy Mike, or with my buddy Mike over at the original Next Level Gaming YouTube page. This game just recently came out for PlayStation 4, and then today it came out on Xbox One. Originally on Steam and very popular. It's a very very technical, very detailed physics and space program, almost like a NASA simulator, if you will. Today we're going to start a new game. Did some tutorials yesterday. We're going to strike off on our own in a science game in which we don't have to worry about funds or reputation of the agency, just earning some science to unlock new technologies. Full disclosure, this is a review copy of the game. And here we are at the Kerbal Space Center on planet Kerbal. The green guys are Kerbals. A lot of them have you know, famous names from astronaut. I believe this Gene Kerman is you can tell by the sweater vest, is the famed flight control man from Apollo 13, played by Ed Harris in the movie. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to build a vehicle to research space flight. We've got parts over here to choose from, just starting stuff. And if you read the there's information to be had about the stats, what it can do, also some kind of funny flavor text. So we have a command module. We're going to need an engine. Smack a solid fuel booster on the bottom of that. We're going to need a parachute to make our descent. That'll go right on top. We're going to set that for some more atmospheric pressure so that it doesn't pop too high. And can we take any science along? Yeah, let's see if we can't take a couple. We'll use the symmetry button here to make it place two of them in symmetry, which is very handy. And we'll go ahead and that's close enough. Alright, so we got ourselves a rocket. I'm not going to bother renaming this one, but we'll take it to the pad. Alright, so here we are, all set for liftoff. Gonna try throttling up. I don't think I did this last time, but we'll try starting at max throttle and turn that motor loose. Oh, I didn't separate the stages. Yep. This is what happens when you don't forget to make the parachute not pop. So, not a highly successful space flight. That must have been quite a nausea-inducing ride. We'll go ahead and speed time up. Not really setting a lot of records with this one. Okay, so at this one I have a choice. I can recover the vessel, or I can revert flight back to the other one. We'll go ahead and recover the vessel and take whatever gains we can get from it. Probably didn't learn a whole lot. we gathered 5 science. So sweet. We'll take that because we recovered a vessel that survived a flight. Baby steps, right? This is where we'd gain reputation or level for the pilots if we were playing in that mode. So we got 5 science. Let's head on to research and development. We can spend that on let's do that on rocketry. Basic rocketry. We'll get some more engine and fuel options. I'll spend our 5 science. So back to the assembly building. And we can basically run the same one for right now. We'll just come down here and we'll add a stage to the staging. And we're going to start with the first stage being the engine, the rocket motor, and the second stage being the deploying of the chute. So they don't happen at the same time. And we'll launch. Okay, so we'll throttle it up and fire it off. The B button engages the stability, the active stability system, the SAS. Okay, so while we're airborne, we'll zoom in. And we'll activate the cursor. This game does scream for mouse support. I do hope that that is something that happens for it when that happens on Xbox One. We're going to observe the mystery goo. And we're going to keep those records. That's going to give us 7. Now we're starting to fall. Observe the mystery goo. We're at 7,000 meters and falling. We're going to take that science and run. And we can go ahead and pop the chute. That should deploy now when it gets to the right atmospheric pressure. Hopefully. There we go. And we'll go ahead and speed up time for the last bit of the descent here. Alright, so scientifically we launched a rocket, made a flight successfully, touchdown, and managed to observe some scientific experiments. So we'll go ahead and recover the vessel. Alright, so we made 9.4 science, 10 data at 0.70, 7 science. Didn't get so much on the second pod. And of course, recovery of a vessel. So back to the hangar we go. Now that was all atmospheric flight. So let's take it up a notch. But first, let's hit up R&D. Yeah, let's get the engineering for the 5 research we earned. Okay, so what we got with the engineering was we got a science lab, a antenna, and the stack decoupler, which is a big one. Okay, so we'll pull this part off and make it go away. And I think we can do without that. Actually, let's put those back. Only really need one. Didn't get a lot of science out of the second one. But I think symmetry is important. I think you want to have that even weight at the top of the ship. So we'll go ahead and put 2 on. And let's go to the structural elements and we'll grab a decoupler. Grab a girder segment. And let's put some larger boosters on. If I hold down the left bumper and hit A, I'll get another one of these. I didn't really want 2 of them, so we'll take that back and kill the symmetry. And repeat. Okay, grab our boosters. Now this I want some symmetry on. Let's go 4, you think? That looks like fun, right? Yeah. Let's take this monster to the launch pad. Let's leave the throttle down this time. I think we have way more motor than we need anyway. And we're off. Getting a little warm. Getting a little toasty in the atmosphere there. Alright, let's zoom in. We can decouple. And let's work with our science experiment. As soon as I activate the cursor, we'll observe the mystery goo. And upper atmosphere goo seems to be getting very cold now. We're at 10. Let's recycle that, because now we're going to be in orbit. Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's go ahead and keep that experiment. Might as well hit up this one too. It's not going to be worth as much, but okay, so we're just about done with our, almost hit our apogee here, our highest point as we're slowing down. If I go to the map, you can zoom in and you can see the resulting flight. So we're on our way back down and picking up steam. Much higher this time. But I guess that makes sense because we strapped 4 much larger boosters to it. We'll go ahead and arm the chute. Which is now set and waiting for proper atmospheric pressure to deploy. Picking up more and more speed. Go ahead and speed time a bit. And a little bit more. Yay, touchdown. So we'll go ahead and recover the vessel. .2. We'll take it. Puts us at science of 15. So we head back to R&D. 18, 20, and 15. What do we get here? We get a heat shield, nice. Radiator panel, a landing strut, a drogue chute, a radial mount parachute, and a service bay. Let's go ahead and buy it. I have no idea what, I mean, I have ideas, but I haven't used any of those pieces yet in my own experiments. I've done about maybe a quarter of the tutorials. I definitely want to get back to them, but because it'll take you all the way through getting a moon mission. But I also wanted to do a video of just kind of, free playing it. So we're going to redo this. I want to get to actual orbit. Those were high altitude tests because I messed up. So we're going to get rid of these boosters. And won't really need the girders then, because we're going to throw on some fuel tanks. From a tutorial, I know that 5 should get me to orbit, so if I copy paste, there we go, and we'll grab a liquid fuel engine this time, put that right there, burns liquid fuel and oxidizer, of course. What kind of rocket would be complete without fins? It's a little difficult for me to understand why I can't get it not at an angle. Gonna want 4 of them anyway. bit. Close enough, right? I think I'm going to end up imparting spin when I do this, because I just don't know how to make them flush. Or maybe I need a square section to put them on. But we'll try it. Throttled up after I got off the pad there, and looks like she's holding steady so far. Get a much longer burn this way. Getting heated again. Ooh, taking some heat damage. Definitely gonna break free though. Not free of gravity, but bust out of the atmosphere anyway. Okay, so we're orbiting, or we're in orbit at that altitude. And we'll activate the cursor again and do one more time with the goo. Show me what we got in orbit. It was cold at high altitude. In orbit, oh, boo. Well, we'll take the science anyway. Won't be worth a ton because it's a repeat. Let's wait on this one a moment and give it a little more time to get a little more altitude. Braking, and we might hit 100,000 meters. Let's go ahead and observe it. In space near Kerbal. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to become brittle. So that's science. Well, we can probably separate the booster now as we begin our descent. We'll arm the parachute and pick up the pace. There are other planets in the system that you can fly to, and here we are making our approach again. Approach, he calls it. Oh yeah, we're definitely burning up. We're probably gonna die. Chute popped, and is good. Yay, we weren't going too fast, didn't shred it. Alright. So we can go ahead and recover the vessel. Nice. Picked up a bunch of science. Now, this is considered like a classic mode. Additionally, there's modes where you have to deal with the administrative things like funds and the publicity of the agency. Other buildings here can be used to do tracking of other missions, including other factions missions, I believe. Here's where you'd build space planes that can use the hangar and the runway for taking off as opposed to the launch pad. So winged things. But let's go ahead and do one more while I got time. Okay, so we've done the goo to death. We're gooed out. We've seen goo in atmosphere and high atmosphere and space. Let's get rid of the goo. And we're gonna pull that module off and gonna throw on a science lab. It is 0.2 tons, so hopefully the parachute will be able to deal with that additional weight. We'll throw this back on and let's head to the launch pad. Hit 50 meters per second and hit the throttle. A little more mass above the booster this time, so I was hoping it'd stay steady. Could probably put the SAS on, that might help. Getting a little wobble to it. Let's go ahead and separate. I want to say it's 70,000 meters to be out of the atmosphere entirely. Alright, let's open up the material bay. Nice chunk of science there. The microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are also flying around in the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. I'll go ahead and arm the chute. And speed up time. Didn't quite get to the 100,000 meter mark that time, but that kind of makes sense as we added mass. Hopefully it won't be too much for the chute to deal with, or cause too much of a problem on re-entering the atmosphere. Oh, that's all gone bad. Yeah, that's not what we want to happen. Let's revert that flight. But that didn't just happen, right? Okay, so what can we do to stop that from happening? I feel like a half-size radial mount version of the parachute. This drogue parachute is small, deploys high up, so not to stop you smashing the ground, but useful for slowing craft before deployment. Maybe that's the ticket. One of these might not hurt either. Let's get 2 of these, because I like symmetry. Screaming for that mouse control. Yeah, we want you to pop off at like much higher. Let's try like 4,000. Now we'll grab our booster. Alright. I think the stages will be alright, because we can arm the parachutes together and they should still pop off individually. So, as we get towards this final flight of the day, I want to give a couple thoughts on this Let's Play / review, my first kind of review type thing. You know, I'm really liking the game. It's got a real depth to it, particularly if you add in the you know, career type mode. Also, there's a sandbox, so if you don't want to mess with any of it, you want all the parts up front, you can do that. It's scientifically sound. You can apply these things in their real spaceflight dynamics, and you can look it up, and it's all pretty interesting stuff if you're into that. So we're all set. We're gonna fire it off. I would say that yeah, I recommend this game as a purchase. It's unique on Xbox One for sure. Also, remember it's coming out for the PlayStation, and it's been on Steam for a while. But yeah, I definitely would have no problem throwing down the $40 for this if I hadn't been given a review copy. More mass at the top has us leaning a little bit more, but I think if I put the SAS on again, well, it'll be alright. Didn't quite hit that same velocity this time. Might have to do something different with the boosting solution, but we should still break out, I think. Or at least the atmosphere get to like 70,000 meters. Let's get rid of the extra weight. Maybe not. Might be a high altitude lab test. Pick up the pace a little bit. Yeah. Alright, let's not do that too much. Okay, we'll grab that data and arm the chutes. There we go. And see if this entry goes any better. I'm hoping that the heat shield on the bottom will help it fall better. The flip might have been the killer. Those chutes are still there. Okay. Not doing a gazillion miles an hour this time. Those might have popped a little early. May have overdone it a little bit on the chutes. Let's go ahead and pick up the time. Main chute just deployed and opened. So yeah, it'll be a safe ride down for sure. I don't know how much it's gonna like landing nose down like that, but I guess I'll find out. Well, it works, I guess. So we'll go ahead and recover the vehicle. And got 22.5 science out of it, so we could definitely go shopping at the R&D and pick up some new boosters, which might be necessary because we didn't quite get out of the atmosphere that time. But that's how it is. That's how it goes. It was kind of not a full look, obviously, because there's modes we're leaving behind and all kinds. There's a lot of depth to this game, but absolutely, totally gets the Juan seal of approval. It's you know, you can get your engineering out like a boss. It's fun to you know, mess with the ships, even when it goes like spectacularly wrong. It's still fun. See if I can't come up with a good example here. I'll just pull our current boosting unit off. Let's just slap 8 boosters on it. In the most ridiculous way that we can. Wow, That'd be disastrous. I'm not sure why it wants to put them. That'd be correct, okay. But, you know, instead of doing that, let's head out. Yeah, save and continue. Because if we're going to be a little ridiculous on this one, we should go the full way. I'll buy some bigger boosters. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. This has got to go very badly, right? I mean... Well, there she is, and we'll throttle it up, and we'll hit the stability, and light the candle. It's doing some very interesting things, but holding together much better than I expected. Aerodynamically, it's like just a giant fail. Oh, we need to get clear of the atmosphere before we burn up. Nope. Burnt up. We didn't even burn up on re-entry, we burned up on the exit at 1800 meters per second. That's a little too much at 26,000 meters up. So on that note, we'll go ahead and call it a day. I have to do some other stuff before I get ready for work today. But yeah, if you're at all into this kind of stuff, all into you know, the space flight or Sims, or you know, the whole kind of Sim City management kind of thing with the, you know, the funds and the reputation, almost like that old Super NES game Aerobiz, Koi. You know, who didn't love Aerobiz? Well, this is basically NASA Biz with a lot more actual flight physics in it, obviously. So again, totally gets my seal of approval. I absolutely recommend anyone on Xbox or PlayStation 4, you know, picking this up, or Steam if you haven't, because it's been out on that for a long time. Thanks for everyone who tunes in and caught this, and thanks for my buddy Mike and helping me get this put on, and everything he's done for it. Again, it's CrazyJuan here on Xbox. You can also hit me up on Twitter and on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe here at the original Next Level Gaming page, and also swim past my own page there at CrazyJuan on YouTube. I do some Let's Plays, various things, backwards compatibility, Xbox games, Xbox One games, and soon going to be adding some Genesis and Super NES play. So thanks again for tuning in, and hope everyone's weekend is a good one.